How did Native Americans sleep in winter? Tents without freezing. 2 hours of bedtime history. The winter night settles slowly over the northern plains. The land lies quiet beneath snow and pale moonlight. This telling is meant to be gentle, steady, and unhurried, a voice to rest beside you as sleep comes closer. There is a small feeling of wondering here, not fear, only the quiet question of how people endured the cold, long ago. We are far from stone cities and narrow streets. This is the Great Plains, in the centuries before foreign ships crossed the ocean. Here live ordinary people of the Lakota and related nations, moving with the seasons. Their lives are shaped by wind, animals, and fire. Winter is not unexpected. It arrives each year, slowly, then fully. Snow spreads across the grasslands, smoothing the earth. The people prepare long before the first deep cold. As autumn fades, camps shift closer to shelter. Rivers, low hills, and stands of trees offer protection from wind. The ground is chosen carefully. Every place has been used before. Homes are not built of stone. They are made of poles and hides. The teepee rises in a cone, strong and balanced. Its shape holds warmth and turns wind aside. Each pole is placed by practiced hands. They lean together, sharing weight. Buffalo hides are wrapped tightly around them. The seams are secured with care. The hides are thick, scraped clean, softened by work. They smell faintly of smoke and earth. In winter, extra layers are added. Cold is kept outside, where it belongs. Inside the teepee, the space is small and purposeful. There is no wasted room. Everything has its place. Everything is close. At the center lies the hearth. A shallow fire pit holds glowing embers. Smoke rises and slips out through an opening above. The fire never grows large. Fire is treated with respect. Too much brings danger. Too little brings cold. Balance is learned early. Sleeping places circle the inner wall. Buffalo robes are spread thickly on the ground. More robes are laid above, ready to pull close. The earth beneath is cold, but distant. People sleep close together. Bodies share warmth without words. Children are placed between elders and parents. The night is a shared thing. Clothing is never removed fully. Soft leather leggings remain on. Shirts of hide or woven fiber stay close to skin. Warmth is guarded carefully. Before sleep, the fire is banked low. Coals glow red, steady and quiet. A woman checks the draft opening above. Everything is made safe. Meals come earlier in winter evenings. Food is eaten before darkness deepens. Dried meat is softened in hot water. Fat is precious, saved for the cold months. There is no bread here, no grain porridge. Instead, there is pemmican, dense and nourishing. Berries, dried long ago, are mixed with fat and meat. Small portions sustain life. Children eat silently when tired. Their energy fades with the light. They curl into robes, already half asleep. No one rushes them. Stories are sometimes told before rest. They are spoken softly. Voices rise and fall like the firelight. The stories are known already. These stories are not for excitement. They remind listeners of order. Animals, seasons, spirits, all have their place. The world feels held together. Outside, the wind moves across the plains. It presses against the teepee walls. The cone shape turns it aside. The hides barely tremble. Snow builds quietly around the base. This is not feared. Snow adds another layer of shelter. Cold stays farther away. Night deepens. Stars burn sharply in the clear sky. The moon travels slowly. Time is felt, not measured. Inside, breathing grows slow and even. Someone turns slightly, pulling a rope closer. A child sighs in sleep. The fire answers with a soft crack. Winter nights are long. Sleep comes in pieces. People wake, then rest again. This is normal, expected. A man may rise briefly. He adds a small stick to the fire. He checks the doorway covering. Then he returns to rest. There is no fear of darkness here. It has always existed. It brings rest, not threat. Eyes close without worry. Morning will come late. Light creeps slowly across the snow. The cold is sharpest before dawn. Robes are pulled tighter. When the camp wakes, movement is careful. Bodies are stiff from cold. Hands are rubbed together. The fire is fed again. Breakfast is simple. Warm broth, thick and salty. It spreads heat from the inside. Strength returns little by little. Children are given small tasks. They gather kindling kept dry under hides. They carry water from holes cut in ice. They learn without instruction. Women tend to clothing. Robes are checked, seams repaired. Every tear matters in winter. Care is constant. Men prepare for hunting or checking traps. They dress in layers of hide and fur. Faces are wrapped against the wind. Movement is deliberate. The camp remains mostly quiet. Voices are low, conserving breath. Energy is saved for work. Winter demands patience. Days pass slowly in this way. Cold does not break routine. It shapes it. Life narrows, but does not stop. When storms come, the camp stays close. Snow falls thick and steady. The world becomes small and white. Inside, warmth holds. People sleep more during storms. The fire is kept alive. Stories may return, briefly. Then silence again. Elders rest often. Their knowledge has already been given. Their presence steadies the camp. They sleep wrapped deeply. Illness is feared in winter. Cold weakens the body. Care is gentle and constant. Warmth is the first medicine. A woman may sit through the night with a child. She feeds the fire bit by bit. She sings softly, almost without sound. The night listens. Death, when it comes, is quiet. It is not spoken of loudly. The living continue, as they must. Winter allows no delay. As weeks pass, the sun slowly climbs higher. Days lengthen almost unnoticed. Cold loosens its grip. Hope does not rush in. Sleep remains much the same. Robes, fire, shared warmth. The body remembers winter. It does not forget easily. Even when spring approaches, nights stay cold. People remain careful. The habits of winter linger. Caution fades slowly. Through all of this, sleep is never careless. It is prepared, protected, shared. Warmth is built layer by layer. Night after night. There are no lamps here. Firelight is enough. There are no walls of stone. Hides and poles suffice. What keeps people alive is knowledge. Passed quietly, without writing. From parent to child. From night to night. The winter sky turns once more above the plains. Stars will slowly. The camp rests beneath them. Breathing, waiting, enduring. As you listen, the cold feels distant. The fire remains steady. Robes are pulled close. Sleep comes gently. The night stretches on. Unbroken. Held by warmth, breath, and quiet understanding. Deep winter beneath the hides. The night does not hurry. It settles fully now, pressing its quiet weight across the plains. The camp lies still, wrapped in snow and patience. Everything that must endure has already been made ready. The teepee stands firm against the wind. Its poles are anchored deep into frozen ground. The hides are drawn tight, their edges sealed with care. Nothing rattles, nothing flaps. Inside, the air is warm enough to breathe easily. Not hot, not harsh. Just warm enough to soften the cold that clings to clothing and hair. Warmth is measured, never wasted. The fire speaks softly. A low sound, almost a murmur. It does not leap or roar. It rests, as the people rest. Sleep comes unevenly in winter. A woman dreams, then wakes. She listens to the wind slide across the hides. She knows this sound well. She adjusts a robe over a child's shoulder. The child does not wake. Small hands are curled, relaxed. The cold has not found them. The ground beneath the robes is hard and frozen. Yet it feels far away. Layers of hide and grass keep the earth distant. The body rests above it, protected. Breath forms small clouds in the dim light. They rise, then vanish. No one minds this. It is simply part of winter. Before sleep deepens again, someone stirs the fire. A short movement. A practiced hand. Then stillness returns. Outside, the snow has stopped falling. The wind moves it gently across the surface. Drifts grow along the edges of the camp. Paths soften and disappear. Morning will not come quickly. Winter days are short. Darkness claims much of the time. The people accept this without complaint. When the first light finally appears, it is pale and thin. It slides along the snow rather than warming it. Shadows remain sharp. The cold holds firm. The camp wakes slowly. There is no sudden rising. Bodies stretch beneath robes. Eyes open, then close again. Eventually, movement begins. A woman sits up and adds fuel to the fire. Another checks the doorway covering. The day starts gently. Children are slow to rise in winter. They are allowed this. Cold demands patience. Strength must be saved. Breakfast is prepared with care. Dried meat is placed in a small pot. Snow is melted slowly. Nothing is hurried. The smell of warm broth fills the teepee. It is simple, comforting. Hunger wakes fully now. Bowls are passed from hand to hand. Eating is quiet. Energy is taken in, not discussed. The food warms from inside outward. Faces relax. After the meal, clothing is checked. Fur linings are shaken free of frost. Straps are tightened. Everything must fit well. Winter clothing is heavy but familiar. Soft leather, thick fur. Each piece shaped by use. Nothing is decorative. Men prepare to go out into the cold. They do not linger inside. Work must be done even now. Animals still move beyond the camp. Women remain near the teepees. They scrape hides, mend seams. Their fingers are strong, steady. Cold has not weakened them. Children help where they can. They gather small sticks kept dry. They carry messages between households. They learn by doing. The camp is quieter in winter. There is less movement. Voices carry farther in the cold air. People speak softly. No one travels far unless necessary. The plains are wide and unforgiving now. Snow hides dangers. Caution guides every step. When hunters return, their arrival is calm. There is no celebration. Game is expected, not praised. Work continues. Meat is brought inside quickly. It is cut and prepared without delay. Nothing is allowed to freeze too hard. Winter demands speed and care together. Fat is saved carefully. It is the heart of warmth. It feeds the fire and the body. It is never wasted. As the short day fades, the camp draws inward again. People return to their shelters. The light slips away early. Night comes quietly. The fire is rebuilt for the evening. Just enough wood. Just enough flame. The balance is restored. Dinner is much like the morning meal. Simple, steady. No one expects variety. Enough is enough. After eating, there is a long stretch of quiet. Some mend tools. Some sit and rest. Children drift toward sleep. Stories return sometimes, but not always. Winter favors silence. Thoughts grow slower in the cold. This is not unpleasant. An elder speaks briefly. A memory, a reminder. The words are not many. They do not need to be. The night deepens again. Robes are arranged. The fire settles into embers. Breathing slows. Sleep comes in layers. Light sleep. Deep sleep. Waking, then resting again. The cold presses close outside. It does not enter. The teepee holds firm. Knowledge holds firmer. Generation after generation has slept this way. Not by chance. By careful attention to the world. By listening. Snow continues to gather quietly. The plains remain wide and still. The camp rests within its circle of hides and fire. Another winter night passes, slowly, safely, held by warmth and knowing. The long stillness of midwinter. The heart of winter settles in. Not suddenly, but with a steady patience. Cold becomes deeper, more complete. The people feel it in their bones, yet remain calm. The days are now very short. Light appears briefly, then slips away again. Shadows stretch long across the snow. The sun stays low, distant. Inside the shelters, time feels different. There is no need to mark hours. Life follows light, hunger, and rest. This rhythm is old and trusted. A woman wakes before the faint dawn. She does not rise at once. She listens to the quiet breathing around her. The shelter feels full, safe. The fire still holds a dull red glow. It has lasted through the night. This is a comfort, never taken lightly. She adds a single piece of wood. Smoke lifts slowly and finds its way upward. The opening above is adjusted with care. Too wide lets cold rush in. Too small traps the smoke. Children sleep longer in deep winter. Their bodies need the rest. No one urges them awake. The cold teaches gentleness. When they finally stir, they are wrapped again. Small hands are rubbed warm. Soft words are spoken. Morning arrives without effort. Outside, the snow has hardened overnight. Its surface is crusted and bright. Footsteps will be loud today. Everyone will move carefully. Men who leave the camp do so quietly. They check their weapons and tools once more. Straps are tested, knots retied. Mistakes cost warmth. The women remain near the shelters. Their work is constant but measured. Hides are turned, stretched, softened again. This work never truly ends. Hands grow red in the cold air. Yet they do not stop. The hide must remain flexible. Winter spares nothing neglected. Children watch closely. They are given small pieces to handle. They learn the feel of hide and sinew. Their lessons are silent. Food is prepared slowly in winter. Nothing is rushed. A pot warms above the fire for a long time. Patience improves the meal. The scent of simmering meat fills the shelter. It mixes with smoke and leather. This smell means safety. It means another day endured. Eating is unhurried. Each mouthful matters. Fat coats the lips, the tongue. Warmth spreads again. After the meal, stillness returns. Movement is reduced to what is needed. Energy is saved carefully. Winter demands restraint. Some sit quietly, repairing tools. A cracked handle is bound tighter. A point is sharpened with care. Small improvements matter now. Others rest, wrapped in robes. Eyes close, then open again. Sleep comes easily during the day. No one resists it. Outside, the plains lie wide and empty. Animals move less in deep winter. Those that remain are wary. Hunting requires patience. When someone returns with news or food, the camp receives it calmly. There is gratitude, not celebration. Balance is preserved. As afternoon fades, light weakens again. The sky turns pale, then gray. Cold deepens once more. Evening arrives early. The shelters glow faintly from within. Firelight presses against the hides. From outside, they appear like resting animals. Still and quiet. Inside, the fire is fed again. Just enough to last the night. Too much would be careless. Too little would be dangerous. The evening meal is simple. Much like the one before. No one complains. Expectation has long been shaped by winter. Afterward, there is a short time for words. An elder speaks of past winters. Of storms endured. Of camps that held firm. These words are not dramatic. They are steady, reassuring. They remind listeners that winter passes. It always has. Children lean against their mothers. Their eyes grow heavy. They know these voices well. They drift toward sleep. Robes are spread again along the walls. Sleeping places are restored. Everything returns to its night position. Order brings comfort. As people lie down, the world grows quiet. The fire settles into embers. Breathing slows across the shelter. The night claims its space. Outside, stars shine cold and bright. They seem closer in winter. They watch without warmth. The people do not look up. Sleep returns in gentle waves. Dreams are simple, familiar. Hunting paths, warm meals, voices. Nothing sharp intrudes. The cold remains outside. The hides hold firm. The fire holds steady. Knowledge holds everything together. Another winter night passes. Slowly. Silently. And safely within the circle of warmth. Storm days and quiet strength. Winter does not remain the same each day. It changes its weight, its mood. Some days are clear and sharp. Others close in with wind and snow. When a storm approaches, the camp feels it early. The air grows heavy. Birds disappear from sight. Voices lower without thought. Before the snow arrives, shelters are checked again. Hides are pulled tighter. Extra weights are placed along the edges. Every opening is made small. Firewood and dried dung are drawn closer inside. Nothing is left exposed. Cold steals quickly when given the chance. Preparation is calm, practiced. As the storm begins, movement slows. Wind presses hard against the shelters. Snow strikes, then gathers. The world beyond the hides fades away. Inside, the sound of wind becomes steady. Not frightening. Almost rhythmic. It blends with breath and fire. Sleep during storms comes more easily. The darkness feels complete. There is nowhere to go. Nothing to watch. People rest longer, wrapped deeply. The fire is kept alive, but small. Its glow is enough. Too much flame would invite danger. Children sleep through most of the storm. Their bodies are warm, protected. Adults wake from time to time. They listen, then settle again. When someone wakes, they check the shelter by touch. A seam. A pole. The fire's warmth. There is comfort in this checking. It reminds them they are not helpless. Winter is strong, but known. Knowledge answers cold. Food is eaten sparingly during storms. Movement is reduced. Hunger is kept quiet. The body adjusts. A woman may sit awake for a while. She watches the embers breathe. Her thoughts are slow, untroubled. Storms do not hurry her. She remembers other winters. Some harsher. Some easier. All survived. Memory is not heavy here. It does not press down. It steadies the present moment. It makes waiting easier. When the storm finally loosens its grip, there is no rush to leave the shelter. Snow may still be falling lightly. Cold still rules the land. Only after quiet returns do people stir. They stretch slowly. They listen for the wind's retreat. The world widens again. Outside, snow lies deep and clean. Drifts reshape the camp. Paths must be found again. Nothing looks quite the same. The shelters stand firm. Snow piles against their sides. This is welcomed. It insulates, protects. People step out carefully. The cold bites sharply at first. Faces are wrapped. Eyes narrow against the light. Work resumes, but slowly. Snow is cleared from entrances. Tracks are marked. Order is restored. Children are kept close on these days. Snow hides dangers. They move under watchful eyes. Learning caution early. Clothing is checked again after the storm. Moisture is brushed away. Fur is fluffed and dried. Comfort depends on care. Hunting may pause for a time. Animals move less after storms. The camp relies on stored food. Planning shows its worth. Meals are warm and sustaining. Not large, but enough. Fat and broth restore strength. The body thanks this quietly. As evening comes again, the cold deepens. Clear skies follow storms. Stars return, sharp and distant. The land hardens once more. Inside the shelters, night routines return. The fire is arranged. Sleeping places are prepared. Nothing feels uncertain. Sleep after storms is deep. The body releases tension. Dreams are heavier, slower. Rest settles fully. Winter continues its long path. Storm by storm. Night by night. Held by attention and care. There is no rush for change. Spring will arrive when it does. For now, warmth is enough. And sleep comes gently again. The quiet work of survival. The cold lingers as winter stretches on. It does not hurry. It does not pause. The people move within its rhythm, patient and steady. Each day begins in silence. The fire glows low before any movement. Smoke drifts upward slowly. It carries the scent of burned wood, of life preserved. Women rise first. They unwrap themselves from heavy robes. They check on children, gently, without haste. The youngest remain close, half asleep, half warm. Food must be prepared before the fire fades. Dried meat is soaked and sliced. Fat is measured carefully. Nothing is wasted, for each portion matters. Men dress in layered hides. Fur lines touch the skin. Leather leggings and moccasins are worn snugly. They step outside only when necessary. The plains are stark under snow. Tracks are hidden. The wind carries sound far. Caution is necessary at all times. Work in winter is steady, never hurried. Hunting, gathering, repairing, each task is measured. Time is counted not by hours, but by necessity. The rhythm of survival guides all. Children follow quietly. They carry small loads, fetch water, help with firewood. They watch elders closely. Lessons are learned in motion, in repetition, in silence. Inside, women tend hides and furs. Every tier is sewn carefully. Every seam is tested. Winter rewards attention. The fire is tended throughout the day. Small sticks, carefully chosen, feed the embers. It is enough to hold warmth without wasting fuel. The flame is steady, reliable. Meals are simple and frequent. Broth warms from within. Dried meat and berries give energy. Nothing is elaborate, nothing wasted. As the day wanes, the camp prepares for night. Robes are layered, sleeping spots arranged. Children are tucked between adults for warmth. Bodies share heat without speaking. Evening tasks are brief but essential. Cooking, checking shelters, adjusting firewood. Movement is slow, deliberate. No action is unnecessary. Stories are sometimes told, softly. They speak of seasons, of animals, of the land. Voices rise and fall with the firelight. They are not exciting, only steady, only calm. Night comes fully. Snow rests quietly outside. Wind presses against the hides, but cannot enter. Inside, warmth and breathing fill the space. Sleep comes in waves. Light sleep, then deeper rest. Occasionally, someone wakes to tend the fire. Then sleep returns. The people of the camp move through winter like this. Each day similar, yet each day lived fully. Small adjustments, careful hands, shared warmth. This is enough to endure, enough to live. Outside, the plains remain white and silent. The sky is distant, stars sharp and cold. The camp is a small circle of light, of life, of patience. Winter continues, but it does not conquer. The fire burns. The hides hold. The people rest. And sleep, slow, calm, unbroken, settles across the land, across the camp. Night after night.